Good evening, Speed Gaming, and welcome to another exciting race in round 2 of the Link to the Past Randomizer Season 5, Open League playoffs. We've got a great match for you tonight. Armalex of Crystal Roller Crew against Tabby Cat of Farm Friends as they play officially game 1, which is being played fourth because of scheduling. But this is 4 in a best-of-5 series. Anyway, I'm Drossi, and my co-com tonight is someone who might be playing one of these teams in the next round. Norsk Maddie, how are you tonight?
I'm doing well. Looking forward to this matchup. I could end up playing both of these players, but just interested to see who gets out of this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. The big thing is that Armalex has managed to somehow go completely undefeated all season, but this, no, they played last playoff round too, so that includes the first round of the playoffs. Tabby Cat hasn't played until this round. And while she was only 3-2 in the regular season, she did beat IB Karma the other night, which is no small feat.
Yeah, that was the what was nominally the game 4, but ended up being the third game played due to the way the scheduling worked out and everything.
Wow, quite a soundtrack here for Breath of the Wild with a bow in Link's house. That is a nice weapon to have off the bat. And we do get a quick map check from Armalex as he falls in. Regular crystals in Eastern and Desert, and it looked like a red pendant on Hera?
Yes. And we got some money from the uncle. Oh.
Yeah, that'll tide us over pretty well. If for some reason we can't get bombs, though there is the Rock to Bonk north of CAC.
Yeah, you still have to run down to the bomb shop and back if you do buy the bombs. Hopefully they just find bombs along the way and not have to worry about it.
And of course, having boots to start off with, we don't need to worry about bombs for the back of Escape because we can always just bonk that wall.
Yeah, one of the very nice parts about the casual boots versus the regular standard is not having to worry about the bombs for that wall, but there's some bombs right there, so we don't have to worry
at all. Speaking of.
The money does make you make it a little bit more viable to try to CAC skip here. Go down to the South Shore and to the Zor area with a water walk. You might find enough money along the way that you can get Zor, but I still don't think that either one of them is going to do it, but it is at least something you can kind of think about.
And while we're seeing the escape sequence that we've seen many times, we've got a little prediction in chat here just to, give chat something to do, of how well-stocked Kakariko will be for us today. You think we're gonna have Stackariko or Lackariko?
Be careful with your channel points.
But yeah, Maddie, do you have a sense there? We've gotten the bow, but we haven't seen anything else useful.
Let's see what I think I would probably go with probably 3, I guess. I'll do 3. Not exactly Stack Rico, but not dead Rico.
Fair enough. Oh,
And I'm not
well.
sure. I'm not sure if we pointed this out, but this is with this being game 4. Farm Friends is ahead 2-1 in the series, so a win by Tabby Cat will put them into the semifinals. Whereas Crystal Roller Cooler needs Armex to win this game so they can force Game 5 co-op Rashfords, which Armex will actually be also participating in if that happens.
Yeah, Game 5 would be Windfox and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna against Armalex and Zaffical. And co-op reference would be the mode. And there's the map in Dark Cross, so we know we'll have items all the way back. If chat's asking when Game 5 would be, we don't know yet. They haven't really started discussing it. Sometime between now and New Year's Day. Ooh, Shovel, Moonpearl, and Glove. Wow, 2/3 of Dark World access just sitting there in back of Escape. Watch the Shovel dig up the hammer, and then our entire Dark World access was in back of Escape.
Well, see, I thought there'd be 3 trackable items in all of Kakariko, but there's also 3 trackable items in the back of Escape.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to adjust my guess for trackable items in Kakariko down based on the back of Escape there.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. That's a lot right there.
I wouldn't be surprised if we wind up hitting the 0 to 2 even. Well, more bombs and sank. Of course, Bonk Rocks is a Sphere 1 check here in Kaz Boot's world. And chat teased me that, why did I think people were even going to go to CAC to begin with? And here goes Tabby Cat, decidedly not to CAC.
Yes, and I think this is something that Tabby Cat has done on occasion, at least.
Well, she has that bow, and Eastern's a crystal, so even though it's not in logic without a fire source, oh, and she has a glove to even go around this side, so she's just gonna knock out that crystal right away. With 3 hearts.
I didn't actually see what that item was there on Lumberjack Ledge.
Think it was a piece of heart?
Yeah, I mean, going right to Eastern is perfectly fine play. You got that bow, you can beat it. If you're confident in doing the dark rooms, why not?
Here's our Dark World access sitting right there in Butte Hideout. So, not Nagaseed today, we can say that, and 7-minute Dark World access.
Yeah, now the dream will be to find the mirror in Kakariko, and then we can go do dark and light world checks at the same time.
Yeah. And looks like Armalex is going to rescue the old man. Interesting.
Okay.
I mean, not much we can really do up here without either a mirror or a hook shot. Old man's not in logic. The only thing in logic is inside Spec Rock. And have we seen anything in Eastern yet?
I don't believe so.
I mean, that was the big key there. Okay, bombs.
Okay, so I'm just getting the old man and the save point and done with that mountain.
Didn't even want to check inside Spec Rock.
Okay, so yeah, we are going to have to delay the the Kakariko prediction because neither runner is going to actually go in there. So
clearly, I don't know these runners well enough. I thought at least one would go to CAC.
Nope, we are. I mean, we were given a lot, outside of CAC, and bow, money, glove, and everything. But we were not given bottle or flute, and so why not try to do all this other stuff that you can do and see if you can go to CAC with the bottle and with the flute and not have to return there.
Speaking of money, Tabby Cat now has Zora money, and Zora is in logic with that glove.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'd be shocked to see South Shore play here after Tabby has beaten Eastern and checked Saha.
Wow, very nice mini Moldorm cave for Armalex.
Yeah, you love it when the Moldorms just hang out for your bombs.
And for a bottle and the Cane of Samaria. Won't say no to those.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna have to look for the Cane of Samaria later. That's nice.
I mean, there's still a very small chance Samaria isn't required to beat the seed.
That's true. I wouldn't bet on it, but it could happen.
I wouldn't either. And here's Tabby at our first boss fight of the day in just over 10 minutes. And remember, half that time was spent doing escape. We got a bug net there in Ice Rod Cave.
Just the right amount of arrows for that?
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice. Armalex doing a water walk, though he does not quite have Zora money yet. I did not remotely see what was on Lake Hylia.
Yeah, me neither. And I don't know if maybe Armalex decided he's going to get to take a look at that later. You got the heart refill, or heart container.
Fortunately, he has the Moon Pearl so he can recharge. Oh, and a vanilla red meringue. Yeah, if you do that and you don't have the Moon Pearl, you're kinda screwed because there's no way to get your water walk back.
Yeah, that's save a quit time.
Ooh, half magic on Zora Ledge. Interesting. And Tabby's gonna give us our dig game check. For just a piece of heart.
Okay, so yeah, still didn't see what was on Lake Hylia there. Armalex did run past it, because without Zora money, he was doing this water walk back to Hobo.
Another piece of heart. Was that a rod on Race Game? It was really fast, but I think it was a rod.
I think it was the ice rod.
Armalex gonna do Hype Cave here. Too bad he doesn't have the mirror he could, combo Stumpy with the shovel check. And that was indeed the ice rod on Race Game. Okay, 5-6 crystals, Thieves and Mire, green pendant in Ice, and blue pendant in Skullwoods, I believe.
Yeah, so definitely that cane is required. And
oh, there's the lamp sitting in the tavern in CAC, so that's a pretty one-trackable item. So regarding the race game is not in the main part of Kakariko, as in it doesn't play the Kakariko music there. So we're going to go by the main part of Kakariko, which is how the question was written. There's Bombos. And a sword. That's 3 already. And a cape. This is nuts. The game's giving us everything in the light world.
Yeah, there's quite a bit here. We've already gotten some of the Dark World. I don't think Armlock's got anything out of any of those Dark World checks there.
Well, I think he'll be going to CAC shortly, and he can do Sick Kids, so that'll be our final main part of CAC check. There's the Titan's Mitts in Blind's hideout. So we're up to 5 already. That is Stackerico. That's amazing given how much we've already found elsewhere.
Yeah, you've got Dark World access any way you want it, with Mitts and Hammer.
Yeah, so Tabby's gonna get her hammer now. And we're just gonna wait to see what Armalex finds at Sick Kid before we resolve the prediction here. That could always, swing the race potentially if Abby doesn't go back to check Sick Kid once she gets a bottle and winds up having something.
Okay, so Tabby going to go ahead and go to the mountain here as well. Probably just might go to Spec Rock, see what's there.
And Tabby likewise can't do anything more than Spec Rock, though, if there's a mirror or a hook shot in Spec Rock, that could be bad for Armalex.
Yeah, then Tabby could do a lot because she's also got the mitts here. It's just a green 20, the boots.
Oh, there we go. Well, we found the boots. Game over. Yes. While Tabby doesn't know about the bottle, Spike Cave is in logic. And with the boot, she should be able to do this.
It's going to be tight.
Oh no, just barely not. That's why you need the bottle to put it in logic, because otherwise it's a bit too tight to run into stuff like that.
Yeah, with 4 hearts, it's a little, and one magic bar on the cape. It's a little. That's pretty tough. I'm not sure you can pull that off.
But I wonder if Arm realizes that it's in logic with his loadout. Though he doesn't actually have a potion, he has a fairy. But still, the fairy, would give him enough extra hearts to do Spike Cave, fine.
Yeah, he could do it. There's no reason for him to go do that, but yeah, he could.
And I just realized there's no reason we're not just gonna do Thieves Town as a full clear right now. It's a 5-6.
Yeah, that's right.
And it looks like Tabby's gonna join Arm in there, in fact.
And a question from Zappakill in chat: why is my teammate still in CAC 20 minutes? Because he did a lot else outside of CAC Creek before going in there.
There's the mirror. That should get Arm back to the mountain. Yeah, we now have everything on the mountain in logic, except for 3 checks in Hookshot Cave and possibly TR, depending on the medallion. Speaking of TR, there's a fire rod.
Yes.
So if TR is Bombos, we could even clear TR on the mountain.
Yeah, and if both TR and Misery Mire require bombos, we only need a hookshot, flippers, and flute to to be in go mode.
Though you know what's funny? In the SpeedGaming Open Weekly on Sunday, I was talking with Obscure, and that was a jet. Error, in fact, wound up winning that at 103. And Obscure got like 108, and he said, when seeds are this jetty, there's nothing on the mountain. So he just avoided Death Mountain, and he was right. I was just like, how do you read a seed that way? But then again, he's won a main tournament, and I haven't.
I'll defer to him, yeah.
Arm's gotta watch his health here. Oh, he does have the fairy, never mind. He's okay. We got the cape, so Bumper Ledge is in logic just a shield.
Yep, and no matter how you feel at shield, it's really not worth going through a bumper cave to get it.
Oh, we have not seen C-shaped house yet. So what do we still need? Flips, flute, hook shot, and maybe a medallion or 2.
Yep, that's it. 22 minutes in.
And that's all the items, so we don't even need to do Thieves' Big Chest. Good counting by Armalex, because it's very rare that you actually find all 4 items by that point. Oh, and the small key was in the big chest anyway, so never mind.
Yeah, that's also I mean, maybe he was counting, but also you can't do it. Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Mine gets a little out of control here. So again, we have a fairy. And we're going to use the fairy.
And that's why we have the fairy. All right, first crystal for Armalex, Steve's down.
Yeah, we can just start diving crystal dungeons now. I mean, we know from Tabby, Eastern's fully in logic, Pod's fully in logic. TR, if we can open it, it's fully in logic. Well, I'm guessing Armalex will do Smith Chain while he's in the neighborhood anyway.
Hey, Maya, you can make a case for not doing it with, as much as is available outside of the Smith Chain, but since you are here,
I mean,
and he does need to do K45 as well. He did the South Dark World checks there, but didn't have the mirror when he did them.
Right, so it's after this area, it's really just K45 and Purple Chest. Though we could head over to Aegina after that.
Yeah, at this point, that's something I put off until I got access to the desert.
Yeah, that's also fair. I mean, probably after this, you want to do either the mountain or Pod Eastern. Tabby picks up her Tempered. That's the other thing, Tempered in 25 minutes on top of only being potentially 3 items from Go Mode.
The Cease is very generous with items, yes. Now, of course, I could just bury the last 3, so we have to look forever for them, but...
Oh no, I only just got Blind's pun. Zelda's fashion is very chic.
Yeah, that's one of its good ones.
Okay, K45 just vanilla, as Tabby gets her second crystal here in 26 minutes.
Yeah, we are certainly scooting through the crystals here pretty quickly.
Yeah, as we've said, we have 4 and maybe 5 available to us. And Armalex is doing an Aegina check. How about that?
Alright, well, yeah, he is here.
I mean, the boots help.
Yeah, boots make every check like this faster.
Just vanilla for all that. But then again, we're at such low health and still on green mail, you're not going to say no to something that gives you another heart container.
Massive 6 hearts now.
Yeah, that's the one thing we haven't been getting, health and armor. I guess those are 2 things.
That's we haven't got either. So yeah, now we can. So yeah, with the mirror and the fact that Armalex did not do Eastern Palace earlier, he will be able to go ahead and do both Pod and Eastern here at the same time. Save a little bit of time. Save a walk over to this area. It's not going to be anything in Eastern, but Pod could definitely have something.
There's always something in Pod, right?
That's what I hear.
I mean, there's certainly always something in Pendant Pod, but even Crystal Pod tends to have something. Yeah, also a nice way to route in a Saha check there so you don't have to do that after Eastern.
this is the most efficient way to do this area. It's nice for Armolex. Tabby going to finish up this South World, Dark World route with the purple chest. She hasn't done any of this yet, so she'll probably also go to Hype Cave.
Pod is not bow locked. Not that it matters, since the bow was in Link's house. Now, Tabby, doing this whole Smith chain, is probably going to route in Hype Cave as well. There's our second medallion. Ether could be useful.
And I don't think Tabby's done South Shore at all yet either, so she could do Hype Cave and then do, maybe Moldorm Cave and all that too.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where the runners are relative to each other once Tabby finishes the overworld checks that Armolex has already done. Okay, big key chest must be a small key, so we can skip that. Oh, I'm a little surprised Armolex isn't going straight for Helma King, and as long as Helma doesn't have the map, he could then potentially isolate the map and skip a check in the front, well, in the back.
Yeah, I don't think it's as... he's got the mirror, so he's not going to have to worry about, like, death warping back to the beginning to get the Helmasaur and all that, so... Like, yeah, back here is fine.
It's more just that it could marginally save him a small amount of time if that map happens to be in the last...
That's probably why he did. He didn't have the big key there.
Oh, duh!
The big key was in the back here.
Yeah, that would do it. And there's Tabby's Samaria, and there's going to be her first bottle. Pod big key, not just for opening the big chest.
Yeah, it is required. This is one of the dungeons where the big key is required to get to the boss.
It's still hard required in most dungeons.
Yeah, logically, yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying hard required in most, logically in almost all.
Yeah, I guess there's only a couple where it's not actually required.
Okay, so Helma will have an item. Also, that big key placement means the pod isn't very go-modable. I mean, you might get to skip Dark Maze. But I don't expect Tabby to go mode pod, because I expect her to do it right now. Though she's gonna check Pyramid first, makes sense. Pyramid's junk, so Arm could never go there and save time. Maybe make up the time he spent doing Aegina.
Yeah, this will leave Catfish at large for now.
But yeah, we'll really get a sense of how these runners are relative to each other when Tabby finishes Pod and Arm finishes Eastern.
Yeah, then at that point, they'll have both done mostly the same. I know Tabby did the front of Skull Woods, which Armalex did not. So there is that difference, and Tabby did the pyramid there, and Armalex did not.
Yeah, and Armalex did the fake flipper checks.
Yeah, those two.
So crystal number 2 for Arm. Yeah, what'll be interesting is if either of them do catfish Zora, because we haven't seen Zora yet, and we do have the mirror.
Yeah, there's nothing there in Pod except for that Ether medallion, which may or may not actually be required.
It must be required, because otherwise Pod will be junk. And we know Pod can't be junk. Simple reasoning, right?
Yeah, there you go.
I wonder if Armalex is the sort of person who takes the 50-50 gamble in Eastern. In this case, it would be worth it because while it's an item, it's a junk item. But then it's always hanging over your head.
Yeah, I always feel like it's that's a tough skip for me to want to do, because that's, if it is something you aren't coming back and you're just probably just going to lose if you skip it. A required item.
Yeah, but we're likely 3 items from Go mode, 4 if Quake is required.
All right, well, he is going to skip it.
We'll get a prediction going in chat about whether we're going to need Ether or whether the 2 medallions we have are going to be enough. Yeah, so that skip is definitely going to give Arm a small lead as long as he doesn't give the time back at some point going back to Eastern.
Yeah, we know this won't hurt him because there isn't anything in the LB key chest that's worth getting. So we'll save him some time.
Yeah, was it 20 rupees or a piece of heart? It was some junk. Yeah, so I think at this point the mountain is your next play, and the only question is, do you do Catfish Zora beforehand? Would you do Catfish and Zora beforehand?
Myself, no. I don't think I would. There's so much on the mountain that's available. And it's such a long walk or run to do a catfish at this point.
Yeah, Armalex is out, and he is going straight to the mountain. Lots of items here. And without the hookshot, we don't have a choice in routing either. We don't yet have the book, though. I just realized that, so that's one check we won't be able to do. The nice thing also about this forced routing with the mirror but no hook shot is you're gonna go down Spiral Cave and then come up Paradox Cave and Super Bunny Cave. So you're never gonna have to make the decision of Spiral or Spike. Because once you finish Dark Death Mountain, Spike Cave is your last natural check.
Right, right.
Ooh, silver's in Hera map chest. Nice find. Oh, and Hera is a pendant, so we are out.
Oh yeah, well, we got one item there. So I think it might depend on whether we find anything in the rest of the mountain here, because we have so much we can do. We can come back.
If you can enter TR, you're full clearing TR. No question
certainly.
about that. If TR is Quake, though, that opens up a whole other can of worms. But yeah, I think we didn't see the big key for Hera, and since we don't have the hook shot, like...
Well, we did see the big key.
Oh, did we? That was in the front? Okay.
Yeah.
So we could have climbed, but we also don't know where the last item is.
Right.
And the last item could be in the basement. I agree with the one item, let's get out mentality. We'll see if Tabby Cat does the same thing. Hey.
There's the hook shot. So, if we want to come back, we could do Harapot now.
There we go. I'm sure that's top of their minds.
That's probably why Armlex left. Tabby not even going into Hera at all for the moment, going directly over to East Death Mountain here.
Blue Mail, Arrow of Destiny. Okay, and Armalex, as long as he can refill his magic, and there is a magic refill in Super Bunny Cave, with this many hearts should be fine to just cheese Spike Cave even without half magic or a potion. And hey, we can go into TR.
Oh yeah, we needed that. We needed that ether, so Pod did have something that we needed in the end.
Oh, but Tabby skipped Hera. She doesn't have the silvers, I just noticed. And
yeah, for now, they're not really going to be too much help here in TR anyway.
You know what is going to be a small amount of help in TR? That hook shot for the torches room.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if Tabby at least remembers she doesn't have the hook shot, but either way, Arm will be able to do it a bit faster. She does remember she doesn't have the hook shot.
Better than me. I often forget.
Who hasn't forgotten? Did we see what was on Floating Island?
I don't think it was anything.
We got some nice health here in Hookshot Cave, which is nice just because we're still only at 8. 9, I guess. I can count, really, I can.
I believe you. Yeah, so Armlex did every, almost, not quite everything, on Death Mountain before taking on TR, whereas Tabby Cat just kind of rushed to go in here and do this dungeon.
And I expect her to do the rest of the mountain since we know she won't be in Go mode after TR because the hookshot's in Paradox Cave.
Yeah, I would imagine she will.
Wonder how much of a time gain that is just having the hookshot in that room.
I don't know. I haven't ever tested that.
Anyone in chat know? And yes, to answer chat, we are missing Flute and Flippers and potentially Quake if that's required for Meyer. Hey, but that also means we did have a required item in pod, so now I'm feeling good again.
Yeah, you got your wish. We get if they find the flippers and the flutes, the last item they need to find here, then they get in a situation where when you find the flute, you aren't sure if you're in Goa because you don't know what that Meyer medallion is, and if it's Quake, you might have to look for it. That Quake. Oh, okay.
Ooh, Armalex takes a death. It's not a horrible death. It costs, I don't know, what, 20, 30 seconds?
Yeah,
probably 30.
At least it isn't too far into Turtle Rock that doesn't take too long to get back to the chomps there.
Still unfortunate. Tabby, that's interesting routing, checking Big Chest before Mimic Cave. Like, sometimes you do that if you're one item from Go mode, but if you're multiple items from Go mode, you're never not going to check Mimic Cave.
Yeah, it's just a little extra transitions you have to do by doing it that way.
And there's the flippers in Mimic Cave, so now we are potentially one item from no mode.
But yeah, the flute's here in Turtle Rock, and it's it's not Quake on Misery Mire. This is going to be a very, very fast seed. But we're still pending that flute.
Right. Well, if the flute's here in TR, I think if you're Armalex, you have to just make straight for Misery Mire and find out whether you're in Go mode.
Yes.
Since chat's discussing it, what do you think of Tabby's decision to rush TR like this? I mean, I can kind of see it in the always be clearing dungeons line of thought, but it's not something you see very often.
Yeah, I think with needing at least 3 items, I would have felt like I'm probably not getting all 3 of them in Turtle Rock, so I might as well just do all the mountain stuff before I go in there. And then basically be done with the most of the area by the time I finish Turtle Rock.
Okay, Tabby is down to 2.5 hearts. She is going to take the emergency exit here. I don't blame her at all, but I think she still has a fairy. And I think we've seen all the dungeon items, so Trinex does have an item.
I think so. Maybe we had to find out anyway.
Either way, there's a 2/3 chance that Armalex is now flute from Go mode. GFE in chat being cruel and just assuming that the runners are going to have to do green pendant ice to get the flute.
Yeah, I know that Tabby Cat did the front of Skullwoods. I don't recall how many items she actually found back there. She didn't have the fire rod, she didn't finish it.
I think she found at least one.
Alright, our tracker Evelyn telling us that she found both of them. So with that being a non-green pendant, that means you probably don't have to ever go back there.
Right, and we don't even have the book anyway, so...
Right, we're not gonna... yes, we do. It's right there.
Okay, well then. That's interesting because that is also desert access.
Yes, I was going to say the flute was blocking both Misery Mire and Desert Palace, but the book makes it so we can get into Desert Palace even if we can't get into Misery Mire.
The flute does have a way of hanging out in Desert Palace sometimes, or sometimes the mirror does, but we already have the mirror. Okay, Armalex has got to watch his health here. Tabby realizing, oh yeah, I should go down Spiral Cave.
Yeah, so she'll clean out these mountain checks, get the hook shot. But likely not finish up with all these mountain checks until after Armalex is done with Trinex here.
Well, here's a 4-heart Trinex fight if you ever wanted to see that. At least it's a 4-heart Blue Male Trinex fight.
Yeah, just don't get hit.
There's Tabby's flute, so she is potentially one item from go. Phew! Arm takes down Trinex, and I don't think he took the safety door either.
I don't think he did, no. So yeah, you know, 1 is the amount of hearts you need to beat it, so that's fine. This is exactly what you want.
Okay, what's Tabby gonna do now? I mean, I guess both runners can check Ether Tablet while they're up here. Yeah, I think if you're Arm... I don't think you go back into Hera, but you do check Ether and Spike. And junk on Ether. Yeah, we're skipping Hera. I agree with that.
Yeah, maybe I'd be tempted with Green Pendant, but...
Ooh, nice. So, we don't even need the cape now on Arm's side. He can just totally cheese it with this much health and a fairy. Oh, but he's got the cape out anyway.
Yeah, still gonna use it.
And just junk for all that. So swamp next or desert?
I'd be thinking swamp. But, you know...
Well, let's see if he goes to the portal. Looks like he's going to the portal.
It'd be swamp to desert for me, and get Bombos along the way to desert if I don't find flutes in swamp.
Tappy's going into Hera, so she will get silvers. And the only question is she gonna go upstairs for the other items since she has the hook shot? Feels nice when you know both runners are at minimum going to have tempered silvers Ganon.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, they're both going to have a pretty safe Ganon fight.
Of course, earlier today we saw a race turn on Phase 4 Ganon, despite the fact that both runners had Buttersword Silvers. And if you haven't watched that Brewers Fan JP Gamachu race, I highly recommend it. Oh, there's our second item from Hera, and it was just bombs.
All right, so that was a pretty pretty quick there for Tabby to get that second item.
Arm somehow forgot the key under the pot. He's got to be nervous.
It does. It's not too far away. You just got to go walk back up there.
Yeah, ultimately, Arm has just had slightly cleaner routing overall, and that's given him a minute or two lead.
But yeah, it looks like Tabby Cat's just gonna follow him into the swamp here.
So we've gotten one item. If you get a second item here, you absolutely do back first and hope you have the God Swamp.
Yeah, especially with possibly being one item from Go Mode, I would definitely not do the left side swamp first here. I would go to the back. If I get the flute, then I just go.
Yeah. Maybe if you got map and compass in the first two chests, you'd do left side swamp, because then you're guaranteed 2 items over there.
Yeah, even then, with it being like probably one from Go, I still wouldn't. But I could see someone doing that. And here's both map and compass here.
Okay.
So there are 2 items over on the left side swamp.
Now, say Argus drops the big key and you have 3 items you're leaving. Do you go back in?
If I don't have the flute, yes, I would.
Or big key there. So yeah, there are 3 items to go back in for. So at this point, I clearly need to not talk about, where things aren't, because then they will be.
Had some witch powers so far.
One of those occasions where you look to just use a silver arrow.
Yeah, and first shot too.
Though I hear your teammate has been known to have troubles with silver arrows on Argus.
He has in the past. I'm sure he's cleaned them up now.
Okay, so yes, Arm is going back for 3 items. Oh, good decision to go back. Yeah, we are activating the flute. We are going to see if we are in Go mode. Kind seed. Let us skip left side swamp, at least assuming we're in Go mode.
Yeah, well, you don't speak too soon. I mean, we still need to know if we need the Quake. If we need Quake, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, so the prediction we've been sitting on in chat for a while now is tantamount to, are we in Go mode? So, moment of truth incoming in about 10 seconds.
it is Quake! No!
Watch the key be under the doormat, though, because it always is in situations like this, right?
Yeah, you know, it could very well just be here at Marshed. Has been so many times, not in this case. Alright, Tabby going back in. Probably gonna check the big chest first, get the flute. And then probably leave.
But yeah, we have 2 items in Desert. We also have an item in Checkerboard, so we could still get our go mode before leaving the Mire Desert area. Did we even check Desert Ledge?
I don't think so. No.
I don't think so either. Yeah, Tabby likewise is out after the flute to see whether she's in go mode, and we'll get the bad news in a minute or two. A mushroom.
There's a mushroom. So I mean, the worst case scenario for both of them is that Quake's just there in left side swamp, and they both just left without going over and getting it, which is completely understandable. But for their sakes, would be terrible because that's probably something they're not coming back to for until there's very little left.
Well, what's interesting is Mire's Pyramid Fairy, so we'll never have to see Pyramid Fairy. Sorry, I should say Mire's 5-6.
Right. Yes.
Did we get both items out of Desert already? No, there's no way. We got 2 keys in the compass. I guess this makes
rush here.
Yeah.
Get the boss. See if the boss has the Quake. You know, if Lambo doesn't have the Quake, then go back in. That's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're right there. You can easily go back in and open the big chest. So countdown to disappointment for Tabby. She's going right for the entrance too.
Yeah, which is what I would have done, but it is the wrong thing to do here.
So what do you think? Vanilla Quake on Catfish because both of these runners skipped it? Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna, Tabby's teammate, has been rooting for that from chat.
Oh yeah, no, we still have Catfish and Zora, so I mean, there's at least a little bit of incentive to go do that.
And that was the other item, so we're just gonna go check checkerboard, and then where next?
To me, Ice Palace is pretty tempting.
4 items, yeah.
Well, actually, I think I would turn in the mushroom, but first.
Looks like Arm is doing left side swamp, because I don't know why else you would use this portal. Actually, he also skipped Bombos, so probably a left side swamp Bombos combo, because again, why else are you at this portal? Or not?
Catfish, maybe. Maybe?
No, you don't have the big red bomb. Did you forget that Meyer is a 5-6? Well, at least that's a relatively uncostly mistrack compared to some very costly mistracks I've seen over the years.
So, yeah, I guess we'll just shake that off and do the pyramid here.
Yeah, so now Catfish Zora, and probably Mirren turn in the mushroom too.
Yeah, this does get those all done at the same time, and actually, yeah, we can hookshot over here and check Graveyard and King's Tomb, which you haven't done as well.
Yeah, Tabby did King's Tomb, it was junk, but we haven't seen Graveyard. And let's see how Tabby handles things after this. She's already done Pyramid, though the mushroom is kind of an incentive to go up this way. I was gonna say, that's an interesting bomb setup for Graveyard Ledge, and it turns out not to be a bomb setup for Graveyard Ledge.
You do have to hit. You do have to be right up against that pot to throw that bomb there.
Oh no, Arm's going to Skullwoods. That's gonna give some time back to Tabby, may even give her the lead.
Yeah, well, he didn't touch this at all, so I do think it makes some sense for him to come back and do this.
But we know Catfish Zora is the answer, right?
I mean, we don't even know that, so yeah. Yeah. Okay, no, he's not going to do Skullwoods. He just wanted to go check Bumper Ledge there.
And he didn't even want the shield. Okay, and Tabby flutes to 8, so if you're rooting for Tabby, you want Quake to be in Ice. If you're rooting for Arm, you want Quake to be on Mushroom or Catfish Zora. Not Mushroom. And if you're rooting for Chaos, you want Quake to be on left side Swan. Or maybe you're just rooting for both runners to learn a lesson the hard way.
Alright, well, it wasn't Catfish in this case.
To answer chat, it's not Hera Basement. We've gotten both items out of Hera. Of course, it could be Ped.
Yeah.
It says it's not Ped.
It's not, it's not one of the items in Hera, it's not one of the items in Skullwoods. But,
And Arm is picking up that half magic while he's in the neighborhood. And in part because he wants to run out of here anyway so he can use that whirlpool and go straight to ice. I could buy that.
yeah.
Because the time it would take you to save and quit and flute is probably about the same, and this way you get half magic.
Which is not required, but it's not nothing. Oh, there it is, the big chest of Ice Palace. So, at 109.16, Tabby Cat is in go mode. Armalex will have to get down to the big chest down here to also be in go mode.
Well, I hope GFE is happy. And there are still some routing decisions left to make.
There's Ganon's Tower. See how quickly Armalex gets to the big chest.
Well, he's getting here relatively quickly. What do you think? Tabby's got about a 2-minute lead?
That sounds about right, yeah. Actually, I think almost exactly 2 minutes, yeah. Maybe a little bit more.
Certainly within GT basement routing and execution difference. And certainly within a Ganonfall. Oh, did Tabby run out of magic or something?
Yeah, Tabby didn't have a magic. She actually had to steal the magic drop from here.
Okay, I was trying to figure out, and now she's not going to have enough magic to do this on a fire rod. She's going to have to use the lamp, so that's going to eat up a little bit of time. Ooh,
looked like there was enough there for one
yeah.
more fire rod, but the game said no.
Magic meter can be hard to read sometimes. And yeah, of course, as we've discussed many times, the small key in Compass chest does mean that the big key has to be in its vanilla spot. So big key grab for Tabby at 1:12:54. Now we'll get a sense of time difference for when Arm gets the big key.
Yeah, and as Radical Sniper pointed out in the chat, she doesn't have she won't have access to spooky action for having to use that lamp there.
Oh, didn't even think about that. I still don't totally understand what does and doesn't get you spooky.
I think it's just if you use the lamp or the powder here in Mire, you lose it.
And I know you have to kick up dust while you put the cane down.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Speaking of which, Tabby's having trouble placing that block. She's got to be on nerves. I mean, they've both got to be on nerves.
Yeah, sometimes you could get more nerves when you're in go mode, because now you're just like, I just need to go fast, go fast.
So I think this is going to be around a 1.5-minute difference.
unfortunately, I've already forgotten what the time was when she grabbed the big key.
1:12:54, so maybe a
Okay.
minute 40 between them on big key pickup. But again, if Armalex can get spooky action, that's another 15-20 seconds he can gain. It's a race. And Tabby's low on health, though she's got plenty of arrows for Viddy at least.
Yeah, and I'm not sure she has. She might have a fairy as well. I think they both got another fairy somewhere around here.
Hey, and that's Crystal 7 for Tabby Cat, which means we have a little game. Get numbers in chat, spend channel points, all that fun stuff.
Everyone's favorite game.
Crystal raised at 1:15:03. Huh. Both runners having trouble here with that.
All right. And Arm at 1 heart does have the fairy as well, so
Yeah.
And we'll utilize it here.
Does that kill Spooky?
You know, I don't know. I don't think so. That does not.
Yes. There we go. Answer known. Even though Arm kept Spooky, he's having some trouble with it, which is giving the time right back to Tabby. But all will be revealed in short order.
All right. Well, we got it. We got it done. Viddy is down. For Armalex, we'll be following Tabby Cat up to the mountain here.
Sorry about that, I can't type. So that's about a minute 40 still, because their Meyer basement troubles canceled each other out. So yeah, Maddie, where do you think the big key's gonna be today?
I always say 8, and I'm always wrong. But
okay.
What about you?
I kind of like it to be in that bottom left chest and rando room, which is either 10 or 14, depending on routing. And it does have a way of showing up there. Okay, Tabby's going left first.
All right, yeah, you never know if this is the Stalfo's room into the right side or full left, which is, I think, rarer, but... That's right. That's, 2. So, unfortunately for Armalex, that's not going to give him any opportunity to make up time in GT,
Yeah.
at least in the basement. It's how it's all about the execution here on the climb.
Oh yeah, looks like the XR was the only one who got that. Also, looks like Cypher 17 won all the points on that prediction.
Cypher 17 won more than I have in in that one. Tabby starting the gauntlet here. Arm is going to get this big key pretty quickly as well. Also took the same route.
Realizes there's no real need to check other chests. I mean, yeah, you could come up with powder or buttered sword, but is it worth it at this point?
It's probably not.
Tabby, a full gauntlet plus ahead.
Alright, this Lambo being a bit of a difficult one, but has taken care of it, is moving on.
Yeah, I mean, the big looming question is, if ARM had not mistracked the 5-6 crystals, would he have still routed the same otherwise?
Yeah, that route up to do Catfish and King's Tomb and all that might have been a result of thinking that he could do the Pyramid Fairy, and then just went with it when Pyramid Fairy turned out to be not available.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a fair amount of items, but ice with Icebreaker, even if it's fewer items, you get them quicker.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like how they diverged there, and whoever, wherever it was, basically, it was almost guaranteed to be in one of those two places that they were going. Was going to end up being ahead on this.
Tabby having trouble with torches here. That's an opportunity for ARM to close the gap, but again, he's still only on Landmo. It's not gonna be a make or break.
Yeah, I know Tabby has the fairy, but only one heart. Other than that, needs to be a little bit careful. Don't take a Ganon hug when we get to that fight there.
And always nice to do the climb on 2 small keys, so you don't need to worry about beating the mini Helmas.
Oh yeah, I vastly prefer that.
Okay, Moldorm 2 down for Tabby. She hook shots at 121.56, so we'll get some idea here, and of course, Aga 2 cycles can make a difference too. Was only a 1. That was a double. That was a 0. Okay, so definitely another opportunity for ARM. And for crossing the Moldorm gap, it's already down to 54 seconds.
Yeah, ARM has made up a little bit of time here on this climb.
Yeah, he's made up almost half his deficit. So, anything could happen on the Ganon fight. That's for sure.
But Tabby Cat is still going in an Aga 2 up into this fight.
Yeah, she got a 5 cycle, so let's see what... ARM also only gets a 1 on the first. Ooh, and is 0 on the second, so he's probably gonna 5 cycle this as well. If not more. Meanwhile, Tabby is doing very nice with the dash and poke strats on phase 2. That should be enough for one side. Oh, takes the death.
But that does... Yeah, how's that fairy?
Yeah, she's fine fairy-wise, it just costs time to do the fairy revive animation. But she is on phase 3, as Arm only now is fluting to Pyramid.
Yep, lost a little bit of time, but did get the 1-1 on the first 2 cycles, which is, the fastest.
Yeah, she's definitely in command here, but a Ganon fall would change things. That's 1 silver. 2. 3. And get your GGs in for Tabby Cat. There will not be a Game 5 here. What's really impressive is she went 3-2 in the regular season, but has contributed 2 of her team's 3 wins in this round. And she crosses with an official race time of 1:25:09 as Armalex is finishing up phase 3. We'll of course wait till Arm finishes the fight and then see if we can get them both in here. That's dicey, but he gets it. Doesn't quite get the triple, but there goes Ganon for Armalex. Get your GGs in for him as well. Very well played. And he will cross with an official race time of 1:25:49, a 40-second difference for all that. So that was quite a race, and we are joined by our winner, Tabby Cat. GG.
GG's.
That was a heck of a race. I haven't had a chance to read the race chat, but as you may or may not have figured out, your decision that won you the race was to go to ice right after desert. So can you talk a bit about that?
Well, funny enough, I was going to go to ice immediately after I got my my mitts, and I was like, something's in there. Something's in there. Crystals to do, but that is next. If I don't have any crystals, that's next. That is next. All right. Okay, 6 crystals down, or 5 crystals down. It's Quake. Wait, Quake. Well, maybe it's in desert. Okay, it's not in desert. I said if I have no crystals left, I'm going straight to Ice Palace and then Quake.
Yeah, you resisted the temptation to do Left Side Swamp. You resisted the temptation to do Catfish Sora.
No flippers, no point, you know.
No, I mean in terms of instead of ice.
Oh yeah, I had like no incentive to do that, and then like I really didn't feel like there was just crystals to do, and then like the moment I got the ice rod, like I kept saying I need to go up to Turtle Rock, and I was like I need to go to Turtle Rock right now, and then I said to myself, Tabby, you don't have the Cane of Samaria, you can't go to Turtle Rock yet, and I said, oh, you're right, Tabby. And then I find something else. I get past Dam, and I'm like, you need to go to Turtle Rock. And I'm like, Tabby, you still don't have the Cane of Samaria.
Well, this explains why you rushed Turtle Rock as soon as you got to the mountain before checking anything else up there.
Yeah, I was like, I got that ice rod, and I got the fire rod, and I was like, it's got to be there. It's got to be something. Something's got to be there. I don't know if there was anything there.
And we are also joined by Armalex. You have your mute on, by the way, but GG.
Yeah, I was wrangling some dogs in the aftermath of the game. So, yeah, as it goes. Yeah, GG's. It was a interesting see. Like, this fake jet was certainly a scary outcome.
I mean, you had the lead right up until Meyer wound up being Quake.
Yeah. I avoided the pendant dungeon, and just, there was a decision in that last item search in go mode, and I think I ended up making a decision that was more items in aggregate, but also more things that someone else could have looked at earlier, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah, as it happened, Tabby had only looked at of the things you checked there. Tabby had only looked at King's Tomb and Bumper Ledge.
Yeah, I think I didn't have a great time to look at King's Tomb earlier. I was just kind of leaving it for the cleanup there.
I just checked it when I went to when I was going to Dark World for the first time. I decided to go up the mountain first and get that save and quit point because of the amount of times that I've had something in Spec Rock recently has not been a small number. It's been a very, very high percentage chance, especially when I had everything that I did. So I was like, I'm just going to go get the save and quit point and do Spike Cave, which I realized after whenever I'm like almost done, I was like, I need 6 hearts with this. I'm going to die. Oh well.
Yeah, I think I did that basically immediately out. Like, my first cleanup was like, get the save and quit before CAC, and then do South Shore, and then head over to CAC and go Dark World.
Yeah, you both put off CAC. It was kind of funny.
I mean, we had the bow, and it was a Crystal Eastern, so I mean, there's really going to CAC immediately was not the draw at that time.
Yeah.
I have a specific thing with CAC. I don't even go to CAC unless I have like specific items, or I don't have specific items. It's a weird thing in my head, but 60% of the time it works, 40% it doesn't. So I go with my percentages.
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the same opinion where, like, the reason you go to CAC is if you don't have any direction and would like something that points you somewhere. And the reason you don't go is because your goal is to go there and then immediately go Dark World. I think, actually, my route was Mountain, South Shore, and then Hype left. So I could, rather than, because, like, we had everything to do Eastern and Pod, but I didn't want to commit to that until I knew if Pod was a Crystal. And with the layout, I ended up doing CAC instead of that.
Let's see what else. Oh yeah, Arm, I noticed you also shaved off some time skipping the Eastern Big Chest.
I think that was 3 items, if I counted right. Maybe I miscounted.
Oh, I guess you miscounted then. It had an item, it was junk.
Oh.
I mean, it was 300 rupees. I mean, it wasn't complete junk. It made sure I didn't worry about anything, but, you know.
Well, you know, counting is only sometimes relevant.
As I say, it saved you time. Of course, you all... I guess the difference between going into Hera without hookshot and Hera with hookshot also was a little bit of a time difference there.
I like to just check the lobby. I didn't go for the second item, so I just left. But yeah, with Pendant Hera, I generally just see what the lobby says and then on. Because you're guaranteed, like, I guess it could be like small key, big key, but you're guaranteed a dungeon item or like secondary item, and like there's not a huge reason to continue on until later, especially with the way I end up approaching it.
Yeah, no,
but it was the second item was just bombs, but it was literally right there, so it wasn't like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Right, because you did your TR rush and therefore had the hookshot by the time you were in Hera.
Yeah, hookshot was Paradox or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just thinking about the things that gave you the edge through the middle part of the game until it became a Quake Hunt.
I think one of the big things was that it sounds like Tabby did Eastern first and then had to go back to Pod, and I got to do them both together. So that's like a, time save at least.
Tabby also did Skull.
Oh yeah, I did not touch that.
I have the hookshot in there enough time. You get a hookshot or a mirror in there enough times, you just go check it.
Yeah.
I
don't think you had the hookshot at that point because you did Skull your first time into West Dark World, right?
Yeah. I usually find something in Value Woods, especially if it's pendant.
Oh, but you did have the mirror because that was pretty early.
No, I
right?
didn't have the mirror until
No.
after.
Oh, that was in Thieves.
Yeah, that was in Thieves Town, because Thieves Town had like most of the rest of our items, and then I went down and around, and I just looped Pod in with Pod in with the South Dark World check. So I mean, I didn't really lose that. I would probably lost about 1:30 by doing Eastern earlier, really. So like in the whole scheme of things.
Yeah. Not. It really just came down to the crunch at the end of like overworld checks versus ice immediately. Yeah.
I guess the only remaining question on that then is, if you had realized you didn't have the 5-6, would you have still gone for overworld checks?
I would have gone the other way and would have gone from VOO to the right instead. That was the mistake.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that saves you 40 seconds, though. Probably not.
It's somewhat close, but probably not quite enough.
I feel like that's probably like 20
like-
to 30.
Yeah, that sounds about right, because it's like saving like 2 screens going that I went all the way over to check bumper, and then it's I don't even know how much it even saves if you check pyramid item. If you just admit the pyramid is dead, then maybe it saves you time, but I think that if you don't, it's all about the same.
Yeah, I checked pyramid on my way to Pod.
Yeah, that totally makes sense given your routing, because I had already done Hype Cave, so I ended up doing with the mirror over there. I ended up finishing up Smith Chain, and just like doing that stuff, and then ending at Agina that I had skipped early.
Yeah, I didn't skip almost anything over there. I went and grabbed everything on Village of Outcast, went all the way around. Went to Hype, went into the pyramid, went to the pyramid, then ran over to Pod, then booked it up to Turtle Rock, got my flippers, got booked, got all that other stuff, and then my hook shot, and kind of went from there.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get moving on the seed, it kind of funnels you. There were a few gotchas you could have done, like head up the mountain without ether, because like if you did Eastern early and then you left Pod after mountain or something. I don't know why you would do that.
That's all I've got. Maddie, do you have anything for the runners?
Well, I think we talked about the seed a good amount, but Armalex, unfortunately, that's the end of the season for you and your team. It was a great season.
Yeah, I mean, we threw the team together from like 3 days before the league started. Of like, I didn't even think I wanted to play, and then kind of just played. So yeah. I think that any outcome, like at this point or whatever, is kind of, I don't know what you could hope for.
Yeah, and for you and one of your teammates, Abigail, I think this is both your first experience in the league. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. And Karma had been on a couple teams before.
Yes.
Hopefully you enjoyed it, and you had a great year, and I really hope that you all come back strong for next season.
We will certainly give it a try.
And Tabby Cat, your team is moving on. Congratulations to you.
Yeah,
I will give you. Sorry, Darcy.
No, I just realized this is Tabby's first time in the playoffs in 4 seasons of playing League, and now you're 3 wins from getting an invite.
Yep. I just we had 3 seasons of being in very tough divisions, to the point where 1 win, 1 loss difference between making it not. And I mean, we did switch out one of our players for last season, and same thing happened. We're just literally 1 win away, and then this season we just were like, you know what, we're gonna make it. We're gonna do it. I don't know how we're gonna do it, but and make sure, like, you just have to win 1. That's all. Literally half the time, like, we're just like, you just win 1. Just win 1. It's fine. Just win 1.
Yeah, and you not only won once, you got yourself a first round bye. You won your division.
Which was really helpful for me. I've mentioned a million times I'm a master's student, and so I needed it. I didn't play from week 5 until the week before this during our bye week because of all my stuff. So I literally took all that time as a break to do homework. So I had to have a crash course in what is Rando again?
You sure came back strong, carrying your team through this round, really.
I'd like to thank the Academy. No, really. I probably have like the best team. Wind and Scruff. They didn't really have to do what they did during the middle of the season. At this point, like the main season, to make sure that I didn't have to worry about. I played my games, and I just kind of was progressively getting more busy and was like, I can't do this, and so they stepped up there. It's only right that I, kind of step up where I needed to whenever they needed me, right?
Well, it worked. Of course, you don't know yet who you're going to be facing in the next round. Though that may be answered tomorrow.
Any preference? I'll let you answer that question.
I would say I have no idea. Everyone we're going to be going up against is really good. They're really skilled, and I just know that there's not going to be. I knew going into the playoffs there wasn't going to be an easy race, and so there's not going to be an easy race coming up. So really, anyone is fine at this point. We're going to do our best.
I mean, Maddie is slightly biased here because if Acai pulls off a come from behind and takes that series against Picanha, you would be playing Kabuki Hundo Activist Department in the next round.
Oh no, Maddie, we have a history.
Yeah, it's old history in the ladder.
I mean, I don't know how many wins and losses we've traded at this point, but it was quite a few before that streak ended.
That's right. I appreciate the diplomatic answer though. It's good. You're right. There's a lot of good teams, a lot of good players. Everyone at this point is very strong, and there's no easy wins at this point.
Yeah, and of course the alternative is if Pasta Picanha takes their series, which they're currently up 2-1 in, you would be facing them in the next round. So either way, it's got to be some big matchups.
Let's just I don't know. I think I've watched those in Pasta Picanha as well as of course I've played Maddie, so of course I want to play Maddie because I already know a little bit about how he plays.
But yeah, that actually brings us to the potentially final game in this round, depending on how the one other active series goes. So we should talk about both of those. 8:10 a.m. we have Great Name Pending versus Boing Boing Boingers. Great Name Pending is up 2-1, and they will be playing Hard Enemizer. And at 11:10 p.m. tomorrow, we have the aforementioned Acai against Pasta Picanha playing Swordless, and Pasta Picanha is up 2-1. So either or both of those series could wrap, or either or both could force a Game 5. So definitely keep up with the schedule and check out those tomorrow.
Yeah, we haven't got too many Game 5s so far, so I'd like to see one or two.
Yeah, they're pretty exciting, and it's honestly kind of surprising that all these series seem to wrap up so quickly. But yeah, thanks again to our runners, by the way. Big shout outs to them. Give them a follow. Armalex has played so well this season. We hope to see him back next season. And of course, Tabby will be moving on with her team in the playoffs here. And another big shout out to our tracker, Avalon, who we haven't had the chance to shout out yet, but she always does a great job with tracking, and we are really glad to have her on board. And Maddie, I'm glad we were finally able to do comms together for the first time.
Yep, it was a good time. It was a fun seed that was fast until it wasn't. Still ended up with a pretty quick time.
Yeah, really wasn't bad. I mean, 125 and change, you can't complain.
Yeah. But yeah, happy to do it. Thanks to the runners and everyone for doing this, and Avalon for tracking, and everyone for watching.
Yeah, and I think that'll do it here then. So again, check out the schedule. Be sure to follow SpeedGaming and SpeedGaming 2 through 7 to keep up with everything, and we hope to see you at some of these future playoff races.